When did you realize that the person you trusted with your child was actually a monster? My colleague Rachel called me while I was preparing dinner. Did you enroll your Lily at that revolutionary daycare downtown? She practically screamed in a panic. Take her out now. My daughter went there last year. She hasn't spoken since. She then hung up without a word. I kind of panicked and called my husband Tom in to tell him what I just heard, and his face dropped. He started doing the thing he does when there's something he knows but isn't telling me. I asked him point blank what Rachel meant, and that's when he spilled. Every morning when he dropped Lily off to the daycare, she would wrap her tiny arms around his neck and cry. Not daycare tears, but desperate, terrified crying. Tom said he thought it was just separation anxiety. Clearly it wasn't. We sat down and started talking, and that's when we realized Lily had enrolled into that daycare 2 months ago. Ever since then, she's changed a lot. She used to reach and make baby noises at me before, but now she just sat and ate quietly. We thought she was just developing this way, and Lily's teachers told us Lily is going to be an extremely mature and in control of her emotions girl. The next morning, we arrived at the daycare unannounced. The cheerful purple walls and alphabet posters looked the same, but then I heard it, muffled crying coming from down the hallway. Not just one child either, but several, and their crying had that hoarse sound of children who'd been crying for a long time. But just as we were about to enter Lily's classroom, the worst happened. Mrs. Eleanor, a woman in her 40s who I'd never seen before and wasn't even Lily's teacher, appeared trying to block our path. Parents aren't allowed in during nap time. You know the rules. They state, "Shove your rules where the sun don't shine, lady." My husband interrupted her. He then pushed past her and her gobsmacked jaw, and the two of us barged in. What we found still makes me sick. 4 toddlers, including my Lily, were locked in separate small spaces that used to be storage closets with tiny windows on them. The doors had a latch that only locked from the outside. I could see Lily curled in the corner of her storage closet, no longer even crying, just staring at the wall. "This builds independence," Mrs. Eleanor said coldly, not even trying to deny what we were looking at. "Our methods seem extreme to the less educated, but children need to learn to self-soothe." She then got back in front of us both and tried to redirect us back out of the classroom. Unfortunately for her, that was the last thing we would let happen. Tom, yet again, and this time with a little more force, shoved past her and watched her stumble into one of the tables. We opened the latch and I scooped up Lily up while Tom documented everything with his phone. Lily didn't even react to being held, while Mrs. Eleanor started threatening us to call police on Tom for assault. "Call police and tell them you were abusing babies. You sure are educated," I told her. I sent out a mass text in the parents group chat right away, and parents started arriving immediately. What's even crazier is by the parents arrived, Lily's actual teacher was back in the classroom, and she was siding with Mrs. Eleanor, trying to explain that this was a proven method of caring for babies. Of course, nobody was listening. All the parents were in absolute uproar, and then that same day something happened. A staff member, Jessica, a woman in her early 20s who'd only worked there a month, sent all the parents a schedule. It wasn't just any schedule. It was a schedule that showed how teachers took turns monitoring the storage closets, while other teachers went on extended breaks. That was part of the reason they left our kids alone to cry, so they could go outside for 2 hours and do whatever they wanted. Our daughter's teacher would go have lunch with her daughter, the daycare owner would call her affair partner over, and they'd do it in his car. It was disgusting. They'd transform childcare into a part-time job by locking away the children. We called CPS immediately. At first when they arrived, they couldn't find anything. The daycare was completely empty since every parent had taken their child out. But there was something else they could do. You see, our daycare had another location a few cities away. Same name, same owner, same everything. CPS went there, and in that one, we were later told that when they found 7 toddlers in locked rooms and only 1 staff member present playing on her phone. The behavioral log showed some children had been left for over 2 hours. One inspector almost threw up when she found a child who'd been forgotten in a back room. The daycare was arrested, interrogated, and she lost her license before she could even talk about her advanced methods. Every single teacher who was found to have participated was arrested too, and now a lot of them are doing some form of prison time. Some got off light with 90 days, but others, like the owner and Mrs. Eleanor, are facing up to 10 years. Her trial is actually next week. We're testifying. Best believe she isn't seeing the light of day in a very long time.